Hey everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Chris. I'm in the basement with my buddy here, Lucas. And someone sent me a comment the other day, or a message the other day, on one of my videos. It's Tri-Rail812 Productions. And they have actually sent me comments before with suggestions of videos and like questions. And so I appreciate you watching and sticking with the channel and engaging with me. I enjoy it. And so if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. That goes to all of you, not just Tri-Rail812 Productions. Anyone. I will do my best to answer questions and address whatever it is you have. So this person has asked me to do a video, go over submissions. Are submissions worth learning? And is it okay to get put in one? And what submission would you do on a real person? So I got 3 questions. I'll try to make this as quick and as thorough as I can. So for the first part, are submissions worth learning? Absolutely. Submissions are fantastic. Submission being, something that you do, usually a choke or some sort of joint manipulation, where if you're forcing the person to submit to you. Like if they don't tap, if they don't give up, say uncle, whatever, then they will either pass out, die, or have some severe damage to their body, like dislocated shoulders, exploded knees, broken ankles, all that type of stuff. Ugh, those are nasty. Ugh, I hate those. I've seen some videos where it happens, and it's just like, oh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. You don't want that happening to you. But in a self-defense scenario, you want to do that to other people because that ends the fight quickly. If you can do something to someone that they can no longer walk anymore, or if they pass out, the fight's over. If once someone passes out, you're done. You can run away. You can call the police. You can go sit down and take a selfie with their corpse. Drink some tea. Do whatever you want at that point. They're not a threat anymore. And so submissions are excellent for that. They're also cleaner. You have a lot of control over them. And if you're punching and kicking, I think we've all heard the stories of someone who was in a bar fight or whatever. They punch a dude in the face. He falls, cracks his head on a stool or a counter or whatever, and now he's dead and you're in jail. That doesn't typically happen with submissions. Because you have very much control over it. If I have someone in a rear naked choke, I'm in control of how much I squeeze and how long I squeeze. Once they pass out and they fall, go limp, I can just let go and they'll wake up a few seconds later, disoriented and tired and confused and not wanting to fight you anymore because they don't even know where they are anymore. So it's a lot safer. It's a lot cleaner. You can control someone. That's the beauty of it. You're controlling the person without necessarily harming them. Harm them if you choose to. I can put someone in an arm bar and I can decide if I want to break their arm or if I just want to hold them there with the threat of breaking their arm. I can even have a conversation with them like, hey, calm down, stop it, or I'm going to break your arm. And, I can make that choice. So I like the control that comes with it. Striking, punching, kicking, elbows, knees, there's definitely less control to that. Even with professional fighters, it's difficult to land a clean punch that will knock the person out. You can punch someone a lot of times before they are incapacitated. Or you can get one lucky punch and knock them clean out and even kill them. Not a ton of control over that. A lot of it is luck and chance and, not so much the case with some. I mean, there's an element to chance and luck and all that on whether you can get to the submission, but we're talking about just the submission itself. So yes, absolutely worth learning. You can control people. If it's someone that you don't actually want to harm, say your drunk uncle's causing some problems, you decide, he's trying to fight. You don't want to pepper spray him. You don't want to shoot him. You don't want to taser him. You can put him in some kind of hold and try to, get him to calm down. And if he doesn't, then go ahead and squeeze a little bit, knock him out, put him on the couch, let him wake up and sober up, and it's over. No one's dead. No one's really hurt. No one's going to jail. Christmas party can continue. So yeah, even in a sports sense, if you watch MMA fights, UFC, any videos where you do like grappling versus striking, you will often see grappling wins. The good grapplers, the good wrestlers, jiu-jitsu guys, sambo guys, you see them defeat the boxers and the Muay Thai guys and the kickboxers a lot. I'm not going to say always. Both have their merits. I say learn both, but grappling and knowing submissions is extremely powerful. Absolutely worth it. It takes a long time to learn it. It takes a long time to get good at it, but absolutely worth the effort, in my opinion. And this video is all about my opinions. The second question was, should you get put in one? Is it okay to get put in one? Depends. If we're talking about in the gym, absolutely. Get put in submissions, tap early, tap often. It's, I think of it as like basketball. Someone scores a point on you, you go around, score a point on them. It's not a big deal. People watch games, get into the hundreds of 110 to 104, 78 to 68, 4. I don't know. You see those type of scores. It's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. It's just part of the game. In the gym, it's the exact same thing. If someone gets you in a good position, a lot of times, depending on what it is, if I can feel that they've got it, like they've got me in the position, everything's just right, I know I'm not going to be able to escape, they've got it, I'm just going to tap. Like, why waste my time fighting this? Why risk an injury? Just tap, you got it, good job, we move on, we keep going. You want to take turns, like it's just in the course of the class. I will choke my little buddy here, and then he will choke me, and then I choke him again, and then he chokes me, and we do that back and forth for half an hour, and that's class. There's no ego to it. It's not a victory or a loss or anything. It's just part of the game. So yes, tap, get submitted, even allow yourself to get into those positions so you learn how to defend against them, so you practice defending them, and even recognizing when it comes along. For me, the most dangerous, or I mean not dangerous, but the times where I get tapped is when someone does something that I'm not familiar with. And they start setting up something, and I'm like, I don't know what they're doing, so I don't know how to defend it, and I don't know what to expect. It's like, oh no, they tapped me. Or I think they're doing one thing, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to defend that. And I was like, oh, nope, they were actually doing that other thing. Wow, okay, they got me. So that happens, and you don't really know until you're in that position. So getting submitted in the gym is perfectly fine. It's expected. It's part of the game. It's necessary to learn and to get good at it. On the street, when you're being attacked, absolutely not. That is the absolute worst thing that can happen to you. I'd rather get my face punched in than get caught in a submission in a street fight situation. Because if I'm caught in a submission, I'm either going to black out or die or have one of my joints utterly destroyed and have to have massive medical bills, not be able to use that joint. It'll probably never be 100% again. Long recovery period, extremely painful. I'll take the punches all day long rather than have my knee dislocated and just no thank you. So that is the absolute worst thing that could happen to you in a street self-defense type of situation. Do not get there. Get into submissions all day long in the gym, never on the streets. Last question was, what would I do in real life? What submissions would I do on a person? Again, the answer is different for whether we're talking about in the gym or we're talking about a self-defense situation. In the gym, I'm going to do all of them. Every single one that I am taught, every single one that I see on YouTube or I see someone else do, I'm going to try them all out and see if I like them, see how well they work. Some submissions are better for my body type and my style of fighting than others. And, each person's unique and you don't know until you try them. Sometimes I can look at something and be like, that's not going to work for me. But I only know that because I've done it enough and tried out enough things and it's like, okay, this is similar, that doesn't work all that well for me. I know that this one isn't going to, but I'm going to try it anyway because I want to know it. I want to know what it feels like. I want to know how it works. Maybe it's something down the road I can work on and get better at. For me personally, I have these short, thick, stumpy little legs. Things like triangles are difficult for me. I'm not that flexible. My legs aren't that dexterous, and yeah, it just doesn't work that well for me. I typically won't even attempt to do them, not in live rolling. When we're just learning in class, I'll try them out along with everybody else. But when we're actually sparring and stuff, I don't even attempt it. I'm not good at them. It doesn't fit my body type all that well. Also, it's like a Kimura and arm bars and things where you're doing things with the arm and all that. Sometimes I'll try those, but what I found is that, especially like the bigger guys, they're really strong, have strong upper body strength, and even though I'm not weak by any means, sometimes they can just muscle out of it. Or a lot of times I won't be able to lock it in properly. They can fight it off well enough that just with their strength alone, that I won't be able to get it. Not without some sort of maybe distracting them some other kind of way, catch them by surprise, and if I'm quick enough, I might be able to. But even then, there's this one guy who's very, very strong. I thought I had a Kimura on him. I thought I had it. It was locked in, and he just muscled right out of it. I'm like, all right, well, guess I'm done with that. But you need to know that. So in a situation where I'm doing a self-defense scenario, I'm not going to attempt those things because I know that in a gym with my friends, I'm not so successful at them. However, there are certain things that I am pretty good at. And one of them, probably the king of chokes, is the rear naked choke. And that one's fantastic for self-defense because if I'm behind the person, there's not a whole lot that they can do to me. They can't defend very well. And it's a very easy choke to do. And there's multiple variations of it. And one of my favorite, I think this is called like a short choke. You wouldn't even have to do the full, you don't have to do the full this part of it. I mean, if you can do this, fantastic. You're going to knock them out in seconds. You can squeeze really hard and like cut everything off. And this is so, you can't escape it. You can try, but you'll pass out before you're successful. You just can't. Once someone gets you to this point, you're done. The fight is over. You're at their mercy. And I've even had success doing it just this way. And, they tap. But you have to know how to do it. You have to know how to get behind someone. That's going to be king. That's going to be my go-to if I'm in a self-defense situation. I want to make that fight be over as quick as possible. Alternatively, the guillotine works really well for me. I've had quite a bit of success with that. People a lot of times will try to tackle you, jump on you this way, try to take you down to the ground. And especially if they're inexperienced, on new people, I get this all the time on new people. They try to tackle me and, you get your, you get their head like that. And, boom, knock them right out. They're trapped right there and drop them like a fly. So those would be my two go-tos in a self-defense scenario. Depending on the situation, kind of have to go with the flow, see what's happening in the moment and all that. But that's probably my favorites. So I hope that answers that question, or those three questions. Thanks for asking them. If you have any more, or if I wasn't clear on something, by all means, follow up. I appreciate anybody who is engaged enough with the channel to send me questions. I think that's awesome, and I hope that I'm giving you good information. And like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.